In this video, we will learn about Newton's second law of motion. So let us start by reading the statement of this law first. This law states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force, and the change in momentum takes place in the direction of applied force. So let us see what this law states. So delta P represents the change of momentum, delta represents change, and delta P represents change of momentum. And if we divide it by time t, this will become the rate of change of momentum. So this law states that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied unbalanced force. Now let us see the mathematical formulation of this law. So for this we have considered an object which is of mass m, and it is a force F is being applied on this object, and at time t is equal to 0 the object has velocity u, and after time t seconds, that is t is equal to t, under the influence of this force it has a velocity v. So the initial momentum of that object, that is p1, will be mu, and the final momentum of that object will be p2, that is mv. So the total change in momentum comes out to be p2 minus p1, that is mv minus u. Now moving on, as we have discussed that the change in momentum has taken place in time t, so the rate of change of momentum comes out to be p2 minus p1 divided by t, or mv minus u divided by t. So as per Newton's second law of motion, we have discussed that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied on it, and the force applied on it is F. So F is directly proportional to mv minus u upon t. So if we have to remove the proportionality sign, we will introduce a proportionality constant. So F is equal to k mv minus u upon t. And we know the acceleration is change in velocity divided by time, that is v minus u divided by time. So this can be written as F is equal to k mass into acceleration. And we have found that the value of k is 1. So the value of force, or this relation, comes out to be F is equal to mass into acceleration. So this is the final relation, F is equal to ma. Thus, according to the mathematical formulation of the second law of motion, we can say that force acting on an object is equal to the product of mass of the object and the acceleration produced by force. Moreover, the force acts in the direction of the acceleration. Thus, the relation F is equal to ma gives a measure of force acting on an object as a product of its mass and acceleration. And also, force is a vector quantity. That means it has both magnitude as well as direction, and the direction of force is same as that of acceleration produced by it. Alternatively, we can derive the previous expression F is equal to ma like this also. We know that as per Newton's second law of motion, the force is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. So if we remove the proportionality sign, there will be a proportionality constant, that is F is equal to k delta p by delta t. And delta p, so that is p is equal to mv. So delta p can be written as delta mv. And we know that mass is constant, so delta p can be written as m dot, that is multiplied by delta v, m multiplied by delta v. So this expression finally comes out to be F is equal to km delta v by delta t, and we know that delta v by delta t is acceleration. So that is why F is equal to kma. That is the previous relation that we have derived. Now that we have derived the formula for force, we can talk about the relationship of force with mass and acceleration. So we know that F is equal to ma. From this formula, we can conclude two things. The first thing is, for an object of constant mass, force applied is proportional to acceleration. That is, force is directly proportional to acceleration. And the second thing is, in order to produce a given acceleration, the force applied is proportional to mass. So the force is directly proportional to mass also. So we can represent this graphically, or in the graph first, we have a graph between force versus acceleration. So as force is directly proportional to acceleration, the graph has a straight line. And in the second diagram, we have graph between force versus mass. And as force is also directly proportional to mass, this graph also has a straight line. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.